happy Thursday night, everybody. Big Mike here, along with Big Mike's 444 Locker Room Podcast. Welcome aboard. Of course, I am here on the Out of the Box Sports Network. Definitely love checking in with you guys tonight. We got an action-packed show. We're going to go over some stuff. We're going to recap the Phillies' previous series with the Atlanta Braves, along with looking forward to what they're doing going forward as they play the Pirates. We're going to be getting into the Eagles. We're going to be talking about their training camp, and I'm going to save a little bit of this section of show today for you guys, the viewers. If you guys got something you want to ask, it's viewer's choice, as I like to call it, in the sports realm. But wait a minute, there we go, baby. We got breaking news. It looks like DK Metcalf, the talented wide receiver from the Seattle Seahawks, looks like he will be signing a 3-year, $72 million extension that includes $58.2 million guaranteed. The deal includes a $30 million signing bonus, highest ever for a wide receiver. And the best part about it is DK Metcalf will be a free agent again at the age of 27. So breaking news coming out about an hour ago. It looks like DK Metcalf will be staying inside Seattle, so he won't be getting traded anywhere. But, hey, good for him. He definitely deserves it. There's my buddy Linda. What's going on, Linda? So, now, let's get on to our fighting Phils, shall we? Boy, has this team been crazy to watch. Over the weekend, they get swept by the Chicago Cubs, couldn't hit a lick, and waiting to come in here with their chops licking is the Atlanta Braves. If you would have told me that the Phillies were going to take 2 or 3 from the Atlanta Braves, beat their 2 best pitchers, which is, well, not 2 best pitchers, but, Max Fried and Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's been a good pitcher overall. Max Fried is just a dominant pitcher. If you would have told me the Phillies were going to beat them 2, and you had Nola sandwiched in between them 2 getting the start, I would have said, the Phillies would be lucky if they win 1. I would take the game that Nola would have started for them to get their only win. But it was the exact opposite. They beat Fried, they beat Morton, and if Nola, wow, Paul Spencer checking in, says, yeah, tell me about it, Morton, Fried, yeah. God, think about that for a second. Now, I know Acuna didn't play in the last game, but I listened to the game. I'm not gonna lie, I have a 9 to 5. I'm a normal Joe. I work, and I was listening to the game while I was at work, and I'll tell you what, man, the Braves sounded like they just, I don't know if they were already in getaway mode to go to their next series or something, but just a lot of the things, like Eddie Rosario not running out a drop ball. They said the ball went up the line about 20 feet, and he said, the Phillies broadcasters were kind of like, why didn't he run? He had half-heartedly ran to first base. And then I heard the Atlanta broadcast, which they played this morning on 94 WIP. They played it this morning, and you would have never known that JT Realmuto even dropped the ball. They just did not. They just covered for the guy. And it's just really weird, man. I don't know. But, I'm kind of proud of the Phillies. They showed a lot of reserve. They bounced back. They tied the season series now with the Braves. So that's a good thing going forward. I felt like they gave the Braves a couple games earlier this year, especially the one where Harper hit the home run to tie the game up, and the bullpen blew it. But Paul Spencer saying, yeah, their heads were not in the game, but hey, respect to the Phillies. Yeah, if you're looking at this, the Phillies just lost 3 to the Cubs, and they lost them in they got crushed, All right, guys, don't forget, too, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit all of the subscribe buttons on YouTube, on all the social media platforms. Make sure you do that. It helps out the algorithms with us. But, yeah, getting back to this, it's been I kind of scratched my head a little bit about some of the matchups, too. Like Robbie Thompson didn't put Zach Wheeler in there. And I would have thought coming out of the All-Star break, if you had Nola going, I would have had Zach Wheeler going right after him. But instead, he chose to go with Kyle Gibson. And you know what? His hunch kind of paid off. You know, Kyle Gibson was really good yesterday against that awesome. You know, oh, okay, not a problem, Paulie. But yeah, it was just I was really surprised at Kyle Gibson. He's been hit or miss. He had that bad outing Friday night against the Cubs where he got rocked, and the Phillies ended up losing 15-2. They really made the Cubs look like world beaters in that series. But listening to the Phillies broadcaster yesterday, they had Eric Kratz in doing color, and Eric Kratz has been a part of some pretty decent teams, believe it or not. And he said he's like, during the year, he's like, that happens. He's like, sometimes you just have a clunker. He brought up a time where he was with the Phillies and they had a 5-game series in Pittsburgh right after the All-Star break. He said they went there and they lost all 5. But yet, they still end up making the postseason that year. So he said things like that happen, but you got to really give them credit to where credit's due. Man, they hung in there. They fought. What's up, Rob? Make sure you guys check out Rob Hefner on Saturday nights. So yeah, him and Ken, they do a great job covering Vegas sports. 8 o'clock. Make sure you guys definitely check them out. But yeah, I was real impressed. I thought Kyle Gibson looked sharp too. Yesterday, he was moving a lot of his pitches. Um, you know, it seemed you listened to the game too yesterday. Wow, that must have been like a lunchtime game for you guys. Or no, that was probably like 9 in the morning out where you guys are. I think that game started here at 12. So, I mean, God, would you get up and have breakfast and listen to the Phillies game? That's always thrown me off. Oh, like I remember going out and being on the West Coast trying to watch NFL football. Oh, it's a different beast, man. You get up from a late Saturday night, man, and all of a sudden you're sitting there watching a game. You're like, cool, this is great. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, where's the 4 o'clock game? And you realize the 1 o'clock game was your 4 o'clock game. That's pretty funny. But 9:35. Yeah, you go. You got up, got your coffee. Sunday morning football at 10 a.m. Yeah, that was weird, man. I'll never forget that being on the West Coast and it was like, hey, what happened to your 4 o'clock game? And they're like, we don't get 4 o'clock games, dude. They're like, your 4 o'clock games are our 1 o'clock games. I'm like, oh, I guess that's got to be kind of cool though. I don't know. I'm going to Vegas in November. I'm taking my wife for her birthday, so I think that's going to be kind of nuts. Getting up at like 9 o'clock in the morning to go watch football. Ooh, that might be kind of. Ooh, I might have a hurt one on that day. Whew. But yeah, the only time I think I ever got up early to watch a early game, I believe, is when the Eagles played the Jaguars a couple years ago. I literally got up and went to the bar across the street from my house, and literally by 11 o'clock in the afternoon, I was gone. So I was gone by 11 and sobered up by halftime of the 1 o'clock games. Sunday morning football at 10 a.m., Paul. That's whew. Do you think you could do that? I mean, stop and think about that for a second. Like these time difference games, like I don't know. But anyway, we'll get back to that another time here before I ramble on that one. But yeah, Phillies take 2 or 3 from the Braves. They tie up the season series, which I believe is huge momentum going forward. And they beat a really good pitcher yesterday. Charlie Morton's a really good pitcher. And the Phillies have had their, okay, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. for the Sunday night game. Can you imagine that? 5 p.m. for a Sunday night game? Just think about that. By 8 o'clock, everything's all done. You still do whatever you want. God, I'm living on the wrong coast. But it's hard being East Coast for 30 years. Monday Night Football at 5 p.m. Yeah, that was a little weird, man. Like I said, I remember being out there some years back with my ex-wife, and I remember like we went and got dinner, came back and was eating dinner, and like Monday Night Raw was on live. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock. I was like, oh. After the game, it's party time. Dude, Vegas is always party time, Rob. You got to be you're living in the greatest town ever. But I can go on 20 minutes for about that place, or more and more. But yeah, taking 2 or 3 from the Braves was really, really good. looking forward now. Now they got a 4-game set coming up now with the Pirates. So we're going to move on to that series. And right now, man, I'm looking at it right here. They are in the top of the fourth, is it? Or top of the fifth? Well, they're in the top of the fourth right now. The Phillies got a 4-0 lead with Zach Wheeler on the mound over those Buccos. So it's looking pretty good. Looks like they're getting off to a good start there. And the Pirates are a team that you just got to beat. Although I will be interested to see, I believe it's Saturday. Jose Quintana's pitching for the Bucks. I really want to see him. He's been one of the guys that the Phillies have been linked to trying to get in the trade. So I would really like to see him. Also, too, I think Noah Syndergaard's going sometime this weekend as well. So hopefully we can find out what's going on there. Of course, Bendinetti from the Kansas City Royals, if you did not hear, he is on his way. He'll be wearing pinstripes, but it won't be Philly pinstripes. Andrew Bendinetti, I believe, is on his way to the New York Yankees. So they have acquired him. So there goes that center field option. But there is another option also from Kansas City, too, which would be Michael Taylor, which I wouldn't mind getting either. So, Soto to the Padres. I could see that because the Padres have a lot of draft capital to give up. Their farm system's really good. Padres, the Dodgers, the St. Louis Cardinals, those guys are just Atlanta Braves. Like those guys are just they have great farm systems, man. And I think when it comes time to get people, that's why they're able to go and get certain marquee players around the trade deadline because they have abundance of wealth in their minor leagues. Where the Phillies are the opposite; they don't have anything, so it's kind of hard for the Phillies. Phillies got to sign people by free agency. So, but if he does go to the Padres, man, he'll definitely help them out. And then you got to stop and think. You have Soto, you got Machado, and then you got the and Tatis out there. So they got their 3 young core guys, man. That could really, really help them. Baum and Stott looking okay so far. Okay for farm system so far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bowman and Stott are. I mean, you got Logan O'Hoppe that's still down there as a catching prospect. You got the young pitchers that they have down there, which by the way they're not. They've already told people no. Somebody was in contact with the Phillies about Logan O'Hoppe, and the Phillies were like, "Thanks, but no thanks." So, I'm just wondering whether they're really going to hold on to this kid, and maybe next year might try to give this kid a chance. I mean, he's playing at AAA right now. So, I mean, the next thing for him to do is to come up. So, I'm wondering, do you keep Garrett Stubbs another year? Maybe trade JT Realmuto? I think this offseason, I think Realmuto might be getting moved, you know? It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. And it wouldn't surprise me if Castellanos got moved too. Um, I don't want to see him get moved. I like Castellanos. I think he can definitely help the Phillies. Um, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Schwarber. Schwarber is what he is. Um, so I don't think they're going to get rid of him. Plus, I mean, Phillies are kind of decimated in the outfield anyway. So I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if they moved on quick from Castellanos. Um, it really don't. I don't want to see him do it. I like Castellanos. I think he's a great ball player. But I really could see them trying to get a haul back for him. I mean, especially when you get Bryce back. You get Bryce back, I mean, he's still not going to be able to throw the ball, so he's only going to be a DH, which means Castellanos got to play most of the year in right field. So I don't know. Like I said, I'd like to see him keep him. I kind of gave Castellanos a mulligan because he got in late to camp, and it's just been I don't know. It's just been he's been kind of off. He's got an RBI. He's got a couple RBIs tonight. So, I mean, maybe that's starting to turn it around for the guy. But I hope he does well. I'm rooting for the guy. I've liked him ever since I seen him play in Detroit. And anybody that's a friend of mine, my friend Bo, who's a Cincinnati Reds fan, told me you're going to love him. My buddy Randy, who's a Tigers fan, said, "Dude, you're going to love him." They everywhere he's been, man. Everybody said that they love the guy. So you know, I'll give him the mulligan so far. So, but would it surprise me if the Phillies tried to move him? No, especially if they can get a lot of young talent back, good young talent. So, well, we have to keep our eyes open. So right now, like I said, bottom it's top of the fourth, still 4-0 Phillies heading into the Pittsburgh series. So tonight, like I said, you had Zach Wheeler tonight. Tomorrow, I believe it's Ranger Suarez pitching tomorrow. Um, then Saturday, I think it's Bailey Falter. And then Bailey Falter, and then it's Aaron Nola finishes the series out on Sunday. So that's pretty cool. You know, they get 4 in there, and then they go right back to Atlanta. I think they got a little 2-game stopgap in Atlanta coming up. So, you know, they get to see the Braves again, you know, before other teams get to move in, before the Nationals come in next week. So, I mean, the Phillies got some wins ahead of them. They just got to go out and execute it now. So, hopefully for them, they can execute it and move on and keep this pace going. Seems like the Cardinals have fallen back a little bit. They're kind of like right there with the Cardinals for that final playoff spot. They're only like 2 or 3 games behind the Padres that are in front of them. So, you know, they're definitely within reaching distance of that second wild card spot. The first one's going to be kind of hard to grab because that's basically the second place team between the division. But to be honest with you, those Mets are falling. You know, weird, only a 2-game series with the Braves, but Mets looking good against the Yankees. Yeah. Yankees haven't really been playing that hot, man. They haven't been playing. What's up, my brother from another, my cohort from Devereaux is checking in. Pat Bernard, what's going on? I don't know, man. I'm not still sold on the Yankees. I mean, I'm not still sold on the Mets. They're only 6-4 over their last one. So, did you hear about Eli Manning's joint a group buying the Orioles? Nah, I didn't hear about that. I know, Ev, I know you just got on late. Pat, you just got on a little late, but I'm going to let you in on a little breaking news. DK Metcalf signing a 3-year extension with the Seattle Seahawks for $72 million, $58.2 million guaranteed for 3 years, but that means he will be a free agent now when he turns 27. So he's got 3 more years. He'll be turning 27, and whoo, he's going to get paid again. So this is just crazy stuff, man. It's just crazy. But getting back into the series with the Pirates, I really do think they can. I'm interested to see, like I said, I want to watch Jose Quintana pitch because he's definitely been linked to coming to the Phillies along with Noah Syndergaard, which would be good because if they are able to pull off both, which I think they can, because Syndergaard only signed a 1-year deal with them, and the Pirates give people away all the time. So I don't think they're going to have to give up much to get either or. And if they're able to get Quintana and Syndergaard, what it does is you can put Ranger Suarez back in the bullpen, and now it strengthens your bullpen up. And you can get Bailey Falter out of there. You know what I mean? And it'll really give the Phillies a pretty good, strong starting 5 with Nola, Wheeler, Syndergaard, Nola, Wheeler, Syndergaard. Trying to think who else. Nola, Wheeler, Syndergaard. Oh, Gibson, and then Quintana. Harper should be coming back. They said roughly in about 3 weeks. Segura's supposed to be coming back the 3rd. So that's who I'm more worried about is Segura coming back because he's actually been taking cuts. 2 nights ago, I think he was like 0 for 4 or whatever. But they said he had a real nice contact on the ball. Last night he got a couple hits as DH up there for Lehigh Valley. So he's getting close to returning. They're just waiting for Harper to get those pins out. Once he gets those pins out, he can start hitting. So waiting to see what happens. They said anywhere like 2 to 3 more weeks before Harper's out. Probably like the middle of the month. Pause. Sorry. You always got to rehydrate, man. What is your ideal pieces added at the trade deadline? At least a starting pitcher and a center fielder. So I'm looking at Michael Taylor, probably Noah Syndergaard. So So I'm looking at those two. Nikki Cunningham. Oh, okay. Mine is Hap from the Cubs. If you can get Hap from the Cubs, that would be pretty amazing. Bohm is playing lights out, even though you'll kill him on Sunday for making 2 hours, Pat. I love you, but you will. Hap, you know what? I wouldn't mind that. Ian Happ, he's kind of a forgotten commodity out there. Same thing with Dave Robertson. We had Dave Robertson a couple years ago. Yeah. Joey Gallo don't want no parts of him, dude. If he's not playing for Texas, he can't hit. I like Joey Gallo. I liked him when he first came up with the Rangers, but you take him out of Arlington, dude, he stinks. So how do you hear? Paul, can you click on that Nikki Cunningham? I can barely see that. I don't know why, but I think she was asking how Gallo for a low end prospect would be worth it. No, so how the Hurts look? Nick, from what I'm hearing, Hurts has been looking really good in camp. Hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions, but again, it's only 7-on-7. Uh, and I did hear he is going to be playing in one of the preseason games. So hopefully, when we talk more about Eagles, I'd say in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll get more into that. Joey wrote Gallo for a low end prospect would be worth it. No, it wouldn't. Joey Gallo strikes out more than Schwarber. So I'm not adding another left handed bat to the lineup that strikes out a ton. Although I would say this with Gallo's power and him playing at Citizens Bank Park, it could potentially be a good one, but he's another one of them guys. He's like Schwarber, dude. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he's not. You know? And I don't know, man. If he couldn't hack playing in New York, I mean, he'd probably get eaten alive playing here in Philly. They're kind of almost very similar. I mean, the guy's on the Yankees. I mean, he's got Judge and Stanton protecting him in the lineup, and he's hitting like a $160. So yeah, I'm not sold on Gallo, but I do like this that Ian Happ. I could definitely see that happening. And I forgot all about him. I like Rob Thompson shaking up the lineup. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you like him from a fielding standpoint. Okay, yeah, he does have a good glove, Gallo, but Gallo has Gallo's got less RBIs than Judge has homers. Yeah, yeah, he's not producing at the plate, man. That would just be the only thing that I wouldn't. Like I said, I'm not sold on him, man. Like I said, if he's not playing for Texas, dude, he was a world beater with Texas, man. Dude was hitting everything. He gets to Yankee Stadium, which is got a smaller porch than got a smaller porch. You know what I mean? So it looks like all right, top of the fifth right now. Top of the fifth with the Phillies. Got a runner on second with one out, up 4-0 still. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there from the Phillies. But yeah, uh, you know, I I'm more intrigued about this Noah Syndergaard one. I would really like for the Phillies to try to go get him. I really did. I liked them. I wanted them to sign him this year. To be honest with you, I thought they could have got him at a cheap price. You know, and he had a chance. He would have a chance to stick it to the Mets for 19 times a year, at least pitch at least in 4 of those games. So I would love for them to get Noah Syndergaard. I think he could slide right into that number 3, and you could drop Gibson down to number 4, and if you get Quintana, you make him your 5th starter. Like this dude's a pretty good start. I think he's like the second starter for Mike. Would you try Bohm at DH and Hall at third? If Hall could play third, I know they say there's not too much difference between playing third and first. I've played both positions, not major league level, but just learning the fundamentals of how to play those positions. I was a third baseman by trait, but I could play first base. Um, you would have to really put Hall over there. I would have to you would have to send him back down for about 2-3 weeks and just let him get some at bats and some fielding over at third. I think for him to try, you know, you have to take a look at it and see. I wouldn't do it as an experimental right now. Not while you're in the middle of it. That's something you might want to try out next year in like spring training. I wouldn't do that now unless Hall has some experience playing third. I'm really not familiar with him at all. I know he was just in the Phillies farm system. I know he played first. I don't know if he had ever had any other time at third. So if he did, then if he's got time over there and knows how to play the position, you want to give him a shot, you know, and give Bohm a day off. But my question is, if you take who are you going to have DHing? You know, so I don't know. Another guy too that I've been hearing about too, is Dombrowski's been calling about is the guy from Boston. What the hell's his name? Xander Bogart. Um, there you go, Joey. Yeah, Joey. Right, Joey Woods. Right on it. Yeah, I would like that too. Now that's a guy who can hit. He can play field. He can play center field. But the thing about it is, though, they would want one of the Phillies' top prospects back. They would want a Logan O'Hoppe or a Chris or a Painter, something like that back. And right now, the Phillies ain't trying to move off of them. And I can't blame the Phillies for this. You got to build up. You got to build up your stock in your minor leagues. So sometimes you got to tell teams no. So Maurice and Bone Maurice and Bone to first. Infield is set. Eh. Oh, move Reese and put Bone. Okay. Well, Bone played first. That's his natural position. Okay. Joey, you got that problem. You got big fingers, little keyboard problem too. I have them too, man. I got these meat hooks. Man, you try typing something in with these things, man. Next thing you know, I'm spelling out a language I don't even know. But I think the Phillies will be okay. I see the Mets are doing their favorite thing and collapsing right at the right time. you know, Braves are hot on their heels. Um, I just sit back smiling. I can't wait to smile when the Mets finish in third place and don't make the playoffs. I'm going to sit right back and I'm going to tell Ken Fry, I told you so. I've been saying it all year. When Pat Bernard was running up there raving his New York Mets flag with the big apple on it about how great they were, I looked them dead in the eyes and said, they're not going to win the division. Oh, but how? I looked them dead in the eye, looked Pat right in the eye and said, they will not win the division. And I still believe they won't win the division. This is an epic choke job by the Mets. Epic. And it's not done. And if you're a Mets fan, and if you're a long wielding Mets fan, you already seen this coming. You already seen it coming. Hell, I know Mets fans that are looking at this going, yep, it's happening again. So I actually want the Mets to stay somewhat kind of competitive until September. Then I just want to see them lose it in September. It'd be the greatest thing in the world. I would pop champagne for it. That's one team in our division I just despise is the New York Mets. Always have, always will. They can keep their 86 and forever. Ugh. But let's move on to a happier subject now, won't we? Let me turn down my phone. People always want to bug you. Hallelujah. Do you hear the angels singing? It's the angels are singing. You know why? Because the Eagles are in training camp. Yes. A.J. Brown was looking good yesterday, catching the ball from Jalen Hurts, who they said looked really good. Uh, you know, the defense looks pretty good. Been running a lot of 3-4 in camp. So I'm interested to see. Uh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Something just happened with my phone. Of course, we're actually going through a little bit of a. It's actually going through a little bit of a rainstorm here. So if it seems like it's a little fuzzy or whatever, I'll let you know. But right now, like I said, it's still 4-0 Phil. So, but I look at it like this, man. 1 week away from the Hall of Fame game, says my son. Cannot wait. But I can wait because I want to see who is actually in that Hall of Fame game, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me that Hall of Fame game. I just want to see who's in it. Who's in the Hall of Fame game this year? Ah, Jesus, Mary and Ralph. There we go. Oh, this should be a great one. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Paul. I was just looking it up. Raiders and Jags Hall of Fame game. Ooh, 8 o'clock. I might watch it though. I want to see what Dougie P's doing with T Law down there. Might watch it. I want to see how the Raiders look too with Josh McDaniels as their thing. But that's the Hall of Fame game, and then week one starts. We starts on the 11th, which isn't too bad. You got 2 games on the 11th, and then the rest of them are throughout that weekend, either being played the 12th or the 13th. So look at it. You know, uh, I'll be happy once that starts. Because NFL Network will be running every game, so you can sit back and watch a whole Sunday of football. Whole Sunday of football, man, it'd be great. So, but I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking to see what's going to go on with. There's some interesting stuff, man. I want to see what's going on. I want to see these I want to see these running back battles. I want to see if Gainwell was taking any steps to take Miles Sanders' job. Sorry, I had to hydrate. I want to see him take. I want to see if he can take. Push in for some. Some playing time, more playing time. See how good he's gotten over his second year. I want to see how Sirianni's, or not so much Sirianni, but Shane Steichen's offense matures this year. I'm gonna say, oh, there's my man Joe Sullivan checking in. Gainwell should get at least 40 to 50 catches. I hope so, Joe. I hope you're right, man. So, it says Cowboys are getting the USFL MVP to bulk up that wide receiver core. That's you talking about the kid from from New Jersey? Is that who the Cowboys got? The kid from the Generals? I have to wait and see about that. I'll tell you what, that kid in the championship game for Birmingham, the wide receiver for Birmingham, was pretty darn good too. Thought he had potential to be playing, the next level up in the NFL. Thought he had a chance to catch some eyes. So, football's here, man. I'm happy. The only thing I can think of is right now, I want to make sure that Jonathan Gannon don't screw this up. But yeah, we talking about practice, but supposedly Hurts looked great today. I heard he looked great. I heard Rager came in great shape, and he looked good in practice. This is Jalen Rager really looked good today. He said Nakobe Dean looked very well today. He said looked very fast. He said the linebackers looked really, really good. I'm stoked about that. I am so stoked about the linebackers, man. Oh, man. So I can't wait. I just can't wait to see. Everyone looks great. Got to wait till week one. That's true. I mean, I was watching a little bit of the Lions today. They had it up on YouTube. I was watching some of the stuff that's going on with them, and Mike, get your glasses. I don't need glasses, Linda. But I don't know. I'm waiting to see, man. I'm just so happy that football was playing. And Linda, you keep messing with me. Look at you. You telling me to get my glasses, and you got glasses on. Your 4 eyes can't see better than my 2. Chowderhead. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I am. I think the only thing that can stop the Eagles this year is the Eagles. Um, and I think that's really kind of saying. I mean, they have the team. Um, they have the line on both sides of the ball, and if they can't, they got to be able to do that. Elliott said in the same Joe Liffier he was 415 or something like that. Yeah, I was actually listening to Elliott Shore Parks on my way home. He was on with Ike Reese today, and he was saying about how good Jalen looked, and that in the same drill that he did a year ago, he was a lot better. So I'm gonna throw one. Linda, I have to move close because you guys like, I don't know, for some odd reason, like your font's like this big. So try to read that. Yeah, there you go. See, I got to get Paul to click on it so it comes up bigger and bolder and brighter. But when I look at it on the side here, I'm like, maybe I got to put my font up a little bit more. Either that or my wife was playing with my computer. Interested in the safety battles? Nah, not really. Because you kind of know Harris is going to get the start. And I think they brought, Taroff? Or Turi, for whatever his name is, from, been watching all the NFC camps, even the Giants looking better. The Giants wouldn't look better if you put glasses on. So, I like the direction they're going in, but as long as you got Daniel Jones being your quarterback, you're not going to look good. And God, you guys got stuck with Kenny Golladay. That's so funny. So funny. My whole thing is, I wonder if they're going to trade Saquon Barkley before the end of training camp. You really think they're going to go into that with him? I don't think so. Joe Sullivan says, I believe in the Giants' new coach. I think he'll make them better. I just don't think they're going to be better right away. But, that's what you're saying. Everybody looks good in practice. I think they'll be better eventually. I don't think they're going to be better right away. And Joe says, unfortunately. Well, hey, look, man, they can't stink forever. I'd like to see them rise up and then have the Cowboys fall. Let the Cowboys stink for the next 5 years. That would kind of be good. Again, although Paul probably would be going nuts. Another 5 years, Paul would be like, 30 years of nothing. He'd probably drive to Arlington and whack Jerry Jones himself. But I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see, man. Like I said, I don't buy into the Giants rushing the ball that much. I mean, Gable was the guy who was kind of the offensive coordinator up there. He ran the offense for the Bills last year. And if you watched the Buffalo Bills last year, they threw the ball. And I don't. They ain't got the line. I'm sorry, they don't. Don't let the LT jerseys bring them back. Look, as long as LT's not in the jerseys, I don't care. But the Giants don't have the line. 26 years is enough. Try giving another 5. Come on. I'm just saying, Paul. They drop down. They keep dropping and dropping down. I can see you taking a road trip to Arlington, go knock on Uncle Jerry's door. But it's been crazy, Paul's like, yeah, I'll go down there and knock on his door and let me in. Did you say Kate? You talking about Kevon Thibodeau? Come on, Ev. Stop. That dude's a bust. He's a bust. I can't wait for him to be a bust. I'm going to laugh in your face. He's like this. He's just this generation's Mike Mamula, Kevon Thibodeau. Give me a break. Yeah, I want to see him go. He ain't going to go crazy on nobody. He'll be lucky. Did you see our bookends? You still got Lane Johnson, who's one of the best. And you got Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata is going to eat his ass alive. Kevon Thibodeau. Ugh. Aziz isn't a bust. No, he's not. He's not, but Thibodeau is. You'll be looking at me in 3 years going, Dad, you were right about Thibodeau. That dude, I watched him. Listen, he played soft as baby you know what against Arizona State, who had one of the worst teams in college football last year. And Paul said I'd personally go postal on his ass. Yeah, Paul, I wouldn't blame you. By that time, dude, you'd be going nuts, But yeah, I'm just saying, like, and me and Joe Sullivan were talking about this Monday night. He had me on as a guest. And Joe, thank you for that. But he had me on as a guest, and we were talking about, the Eagles and, about would you give Hurts a contract if he had a good year this year? Like, would you get him on the cheap, or would you try to lock him up on the cheap, or, give him the money? Me personally, I don't think there is no cheap, Yeah, you could lock him up for long term after this year if he has a good year. If you wait till after the fourth year, people are like, oh, you're going to be paying him 30. Well, dude, if that's the rate of quarterbacks, that's the rate of quarterbacks. But what a lot of people aren't realizing is Amazon money's going to kick in. The new Sunday ticket package, where once it leaves DirecTV, wherever that ends up, that's going to kick in more money. Salary caps are going to go up. And this is what people are not understanding. Like, you think the Rams are manipulating the cap now? Dude, they should have an all-star team probably in the next, 2 years. Between them and Tampa, I think this is, the biggest joke. If you really take a look at it. Like, to me, I don't know how these guys are getting away with all these signings. Like, you're bringing in Julio Jones. Now they're bringing in Odell Beckham. Like, Tom Brady's only got one football, man. You got the running back who just re-signed there. Like, come on, dude. Like, yeah, Leonard Fournette. Like, who's gonna be touching this football? Like, come on. I just think it's funny. And if you see it and you hear it, man, it's pouring out here. So if we do lose it, I apologize because my area is really bad. Like, if it rains, poof, everything goes off. They have money and trees in the back of SoFi. Dude, they got something. Either that or they don't have a damn salary cap. But the Bucs don't have one either. Like, come on, you just signed Julio, Odell Beckham. You just re-signed Godwin. Like, come on, man. Like, oh, who else did they just took too? They took Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph just left the Giants and went to Tampa. He's taking Gronkowski's spot. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, come on. What future? Yeah, we'll mortgage that. We need that rain down here, please. Yeah, I can imagine that, boy. Oh. Yeah. Boy, where you're at, even the crocodiles are getting out of the water, man. But, I mean, this is nuts. But, yeah, guys, tell me what you're looking forward to with your football. This is the part of the, for the last 15 minutes here, I'm going to run it. This is what I call viewers comment takeover. You guys want to talk about something? If I know it, I'll let you know that I know it. If I don't, you can educate me on it. But it's up to you guys. What do you guys want to talk about? And Paulie, let them comments start coming in of what they want to talk about. If you got something about your team you want to talk about, it's got to be sports related, because I'm not doing Dancing with the Stars or any of that other crap. So, guys, by all means, let's start typing away, man. What do you guys want to talk about? It's my last water break because my bottle's now empty. Okay, BCF talk. Who's the favorite this year in my eyes? The favorite this year in my eyes is the defending champions, Georgia Bulldogs. I know a lot of people are talking that Ohio State, the usual suspects, Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan, Kelly Green versus Legacy Blue this year. Your thoughts? I think that would be awesome, but they have to wear them in the same game. I think that would be must-see TV. Eagles Giants, even if it's at the Meadowlands or if it's Adam G. It all depends on Hurts plays. It does. Hurts has to play well for he has to play well for the Eagles to be well. But I think he'll take that next step. He doesn't have to be perfect. Howie's built that team up around them. So, is Notre Dame overrated? I always feel like Notre Dame's overrated. I'm a Penn State guy. I hate Notre Dame. Nothing personal there, Paulie. But, yeah, I always feel like they're... But I will give Notre Dame this. They do probably play... they play a hell of a schedule. They really do. So, no, I just don't like Notre Dame. But I'm not going to say that they're overrated. I'll break your stones and say it. I don't think they're overrated because they do play they play a tough schedule. They really do. So, I think it's going to be interesting, though. Week 1, you guys are in the horseshoe. And that would be something if they went there and pulled off that upset. So, James Franklin says he wants a college playoff experience. This year, he says he's ready to move up. Yeah, I'm not sold on James Franklin. I don't know why they gave him a 10-year contract extension. He's not a good game day coach. They need to bring back Penn State, Notre Dame. You're damn right they do. It's been way too freaking long for those two teams. They need to sign a 5-year deal or a 10-year deal. Let's play every year for the next 5 years or 10 years. Let's do it. That's a money game. Penn State, Notre Dame, what? It don't matter how good or how bad. They used to get at it, man. The Irish are plus 14 week 1 in the shoe. Take the 14 points, man. Ohio State never jumps out to a big lead. Especially in the early going. If they got to play somebody tough early on, dude, they're a little... If you remember last year, they lost at the shoe. You know what I mean? To Oregon. Oregon came there and beat them. And they were a 2-touchdown underdog. So, it's definitely doable. I would definitely take them, though. The Irish are 14 points. Ohio State's good. They're not going to be... They're 14 points better than, like, Maryland... Maryland, Northwestern, thoughts of Oklahoma and Texas heading to the SEC. They have to do that. They have to. That conference that they've been in, now that Big 12, it's been stale for so many years. Like, get ready. I mean, Oklahoma State's going to follow. They're going to follow. They're going to leave there, too. You might even see Kansas State move and go over there, So, I don't know, your niece is a Chiefs fan. She wants to see them win a lot of games. Boo. Boo. Who comes into the Big Ten and who leaves? Well, you did see that USC and somebody else from the Pac-12 are coming into the Big Ten. So, damn, who the hell was it that said they were coming from the Pac-10? Was it you? I don't know if it was UCLA. It might have been UCLA. It might be UCLA. It might be UCLA and USC. They're supposed to be joining the Big Ten, which is really weird. You got all these Midwest schools, and now you got... Tessera's going to kick your butt. It's okay. I think it wasn't Oregon. I think it was USC, and UCLA. Because I remember joking about Chip Kelly. I was like, I can't wait to watch him get crushed in Happy Valley. No. I don't see Cal joining. I think they're going to redo that whole area. Cal is joining them? Ooh. Wow. That's going to be... it seems like the best of the... it's just... I don't know. It seems like... I don't know. I could see Kansas joining the Big Ten. Like some of these like leftover schools from the Big 12. Like Iowa State, I could see them. Like that would be a perfect... Like the Cyclones joining the Big Ten would be great. And you stick them in the same division as Iowa. You have Iowa State, dude, it'd be great. But, yeah, I don't know. The Big Ten East and the Big Ten West, but I mean, what are they going to have, 10 teams each division? Like, Jesus God, you want to talk about, like, it'll kill some of the rivalries if you really look at it. Like, that Western division's garbage now. Like, the only good team in that Western Division is Wisconsin. That's it. I feel like, Penn State's in a stacked division, dude. You got Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State. Just in those four teams right there, in there. You look over the other division, Purdue. Like, I think, like, teams like Purdue, Nebraska, like, I think they should be kicked out. Yeah. It's good for recruiting. Yeah. Yeah. I know, right, Paul? Like, I miss these rivalry games. Penn State, Notre Dame. Penn State, Miami. Notre Dame, Miami. Catholics versus convicts. I mean, UCLA, or I'm sorry, USC, Notre Dame. Like, they stopped doing all these rivalry games. Texas and USC. Like, they don't do them no more. At all. Yeah, right. They'll never get rid of Army Navy, dude. Army Navy is just something. And by the way, if that game is in Philly this year, I am so going to it. I was at one Army Navy game back in the vet days, and it was just the most amazing spectacle that I've ever seen. And I really want to go back. I want to experience it at the link. Oh, which, by the way, I just want to do a little side note here, Paulie, if we can do a little side note. Speaking of Lincoln Financial Field, I don't know if the cat's out of the bag, but WrestleMania 40 live in Philadelphia, 2-night event. Stoked. Should have been here years ago. So I'm looking forward to that. 2024, if I'm still alive and kicking, my ass is going. I don't know if any of the guys who I was in the business with will be there then. I'm hoping. But April in Philly could be freezing. Dude, I don't care. You know how the link is going to look for that? That's going to be amazing. You're looking at 70,000 people in the stands, and they can probably fit another 30,000 down below. You're talking about 100,000 people at the link. That's going to be crazy. I'm so looking forward to it. I was very fortunate to be at the last one, which was in 1999 at the Wells Fargo Center. And to me, that card was lackluster. Dude, it's going to be cold as... How do you know? It's April, dude. April can get up to 90 degrees. So, I think it would be funny. I think the first night should be 90 degrees. They sweat their ass off, and the next day we get hit with a blizzard. That would be awesome. Let's see WrestleMania go in a blizzard. Why not? That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know a few friends of mine who went to Giant Stadium when it was up there. They had a great time. And the first thing they said was if it ever got down to Philly, it would be awesome. I'm looking forward to really that whole WrestleMania week leading up to that, and the weekend leading up to those shows. Oh my God, it'd be great. Like all the indie companies that are around Philly putting on shows. You get to go in and you get to work a snowball street fight. That would be great. Hey, man, hit up Triple H. We talk. Who's better, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns? Brock. Roman's just coming into his own. Brock is that dude. Like Undertaker leaves. Undertaker left now, retired. Brock is that guy. Brock is like that Undertaker-ish guy now. Comes and goes, does whatever he wants. So, Brock is still that dude. We are MD. What's that mean, Adam? You are mad? Is that what that means? But anyway, I just wanted to touch base on that. I saw it go through my timeline yesterday, and actually this morning on the local news. Said that the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania is going to be held here in Philly. And if for all my peeps out there who like wrestling, professional wrestling, make sure you definitely go to that. If you don't go to the show, but make sure you go to all the little side attractions to it, like, the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. Make sure you definitely go. So, I know I'm probably going to go and do that. I want to go do the Hall of Fame. Other than that, I could care less. And their fan access thing is unreal too. Make sure you definitely go to that. So, with that being said, Guys, we are going to call this a night. I thank you. Oh, thoughts about Ric Flair's final match tomorrow. Actually, the match is the 31st. I think it's really cool. It's his last match, and I love the storyline that they did. With that Ric Flair, if you've seen when he first started training, he was training with Jay Lethal. Jay asks him for a spot on the card. He goes, you're an opening guy at best. Rick kind of like turned on him a little bit. And then, Jarrett plays his role, and I think it's going to be good. I think Jarrett and Lethal are going to put him over in his final match. He's turned off his pacemaker for this fight. I don't know about that, dude. He's probably saying a lot of that stuff. But, trust me, they're going to take real good care of him. I mean, guys, his son-in-law is going to be in the ring with him. And I think he's in the ring with some really good talent. Like, Jay Lethal is, Jay Lethal is probably one of the best in the world, to be honest with you. So Rick's in real good hands, and I don't think Jeff Jarrett's going to let anything happen to Rick. So, yeah, he does. Jay Lethal, the flare-off was great. If you ever get a chance, Paul, go on YouTube and type in the flare-off. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life. It's Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. It's great. But with that being said, guys, make sure you check out all of our shows on the Out of the Box Sports Network. Tuesday Night Fight Club at 10 o'clock with my man Paul Spencer and Joey Woods. That's at 10 o'clock. Then 10 a.m. every other Wednesday. It's bi-weekly. We get our man Ken in the Bat Cave. Make sure you check him out every other Wednesday at 10 a.m. with that goofy ass. Those Mets. Then, live Wednesday night, the Tower of Power, Big Matt Klein, and, of course, Paul Spencer. Them 215 boys, you got to check them out. For all you Dallas Cowboy fans, I strongly suggest you listen to them. They are the voice of reasoning when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. You guys definitely need to check them out. Thursday at 8 p.m., it's yours truly, talking the best 4 for 4. Next week, I have a special guest on. My buddy Sean is coming on. We'll get more into that. He's one of my friends off of my Pal Talk platform that I've been friends with. His nickname is Camo. He is an NFL free agent. And what I mean by NFL free agent is he does not have a rooting team. So I like that. Coming April 5th, my offspring gets his own show, the Big Blue Power Hour. My son Evan will be doing it every Friday at 8 o'clock here, live on Out of the Box Network. I am a proud papa. Yes, I am an Eagles fan. Yes, my son is a Giants fan. It kind of runs that way in our family. So, Saturday morning, don't forget, Out of the Ring podcast with our man Joey Woods. And, of course, Saturday night, our boy Ken Fry. And, of course, Rob Hafner, the Vegas sports scene. You guys got to check them guys out. They are dropping all the knowledge about Vegas sports. I cannot wait. Guys, I want to thank you so much again. If you're checking us out on YouTube, please like and subscribe to us. Adam G, the Chiefs are going to surprise some people. Adam, unfortunately, I don't think so this year. Just to answer your question, I think the team to beat in that division right now is the LA Chargers. They have gotten better. I think the Kansas City Chiefs have gotten a little worse. They got rid of Tyreek Hill. That's not going to be that's going to be very hard for them to replace. They also lost to Honey Badger on their back end of their defense. That's going to be hard to replace. Matter of fact, I think the Raiders kind of overtook them. I got them finishing third in that division. I may be wrong, but I just feel like they kind of lost a lot over the offseason there, Adam. But again, thank you, Adam, for checking in. Guys, make sure you, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe. I'm here every Thursday night. I just ran down the lineup. We got a power lineup here over at Out of the Box. Again, you can check me out again Sunday morning with my other crew, Devereaux Sports. Make sure you check me out 9 o'clock. I'm a part of Gobbler Inc. on the Edge of Philly Sports Network over there. Make sure you check us out. Again, till next Thursday night, guys. Be safe. I love you guys.